Hulk versus Knuckles. Two of the fiercest guys out there, two heroes who just want to punch and smash everything in their way. But in a fight between the two, well, who's ultimately going to be coming out on top? Who wins it all here? And really, is it even close? Let's get into it. Dr. Bruce Banner is a renowned scientist and a leading expert in the fields of biochemistry, nuclear physics, and gamma radiation. Because of that, well, he was one of the scientists tasked with trying to recreate the super soldier serum, the experiment that transformed Steve Rogers into Captain America. Bruce believed the answer lay hidden inside of gamma radiation, but after experimenting on himself, well, the mild-mannered scientist found himself plagued with a peculiar condition. When angered or provoked, he would transform into the rage-fueled and impossibly strong monster known as the Hulk. And yeah, Hulk is crazy strong. That's kinda his whole thing. He's stronger than Thor, even if Thor doesn't really want to admit it. It takes 2 hands for Thor to catch just one of Hulk's punches. And you can't say the same in reverse. Hulk was regularly sending Thor flying all around, smashing up him and his brother. So yeah, Hulk might not be the most popular guy in the Odinson household. And Thor wasn't the only guy Hulk has sent flying. I mean, just ask Ultron how hard Hulk can hit. Just ask Abomination what it's like to tangle with the Hulk. Hulk regularly fought against the military and smashed up all their equipment, all their trucks, their tanks, weapons, and everything. He straight up yeeted Emil Blonsky straight across the yard. Like, holy crap, Hulk will just straight up kill a guy. And I mean, just look at the way that Hulk completely decked a big old giant Leviathan. He did that with just one punch. And the thing is, it's actually pretty consistent for Hulk to do stuff like this. I mean, just ask Surtur. Just look at how he was messing around with other Leviathans in the same fight. He's even so strong, he's able to dent a vibranium wall. The only other guy we've seen damage vibranium with his bare hands was none other than Thanos. So yeah, Hulk is very strong. And on top of that, well, Hulk is insanely durable. I mean, sure, he might have had a low showing against Thanos, but I think that's actually just a lot more impressive for Thanos. Shows how powerful Thanos is, rather than showing off how weak and puny the Hulk is. I also think there's an element of bad writing here, and that's kind of skewed our perspective. Like, let's say that Thanos still beat the absolute crap out of the Hulk, still knocked Hulk out exactly like he did. All that still happens, but then Hulk explodes out of the Hulkbuster at the end of the movie like he was supposed to, absolutely bodies Cole Obsidian, then fights against Thanos again and does better the second time around. Not even saying he wins the fight, just does better. Don't you think we'd all give a little more grace to Hulk for losing to Thanos the first time? Instead, we got this, we somehow ended up here, and since this was the last time we really saw Hulk like actually being the Hulk, left a different impression. Because yeah, like I said, don't let this one thing fool you. Hulk is crazy tough. He's taken tons of attacks from Thor. He's taken tons of attacks from Abomination. Took tons of attacks from Hulkbuster. Acted like none of them really even bothered him that much. Dazed him a little bit, sure, but nowhere close to actually putting him down. I mean, even these attacks from Thor, when he was tapping into his true godhood, like straight up divine power, Hulk was back at it. Hulk technically knocked Thor out in that fight. He fell from like miles up in the air and crash landed. Was knocked out, but still survived. Was rammed through like 50 floors and had a skyscraper crash down on top of him. Was only knocked out by a sucker punch. So yeah, I don't think I'm exaggerating here. I want to make sure my point's clear. Hulk is really durable. It's going to be really hard to injure him. End of the day, well, the Hulk is still the Hulk, and that still means something. Still means he's the strongest there is. A proud and honorable warrior, Knuckles is an alien echidna and has spent most of his life searching for Sonic the Hedgehog, believing that he's the key to finding the Master Emerald, which Knuckles saw as his ancestral birthright. Knuckles ended up teaming up with Dr. Robotnik and fought against Sonic, but this ultimately didn't work out too well, because Eggman just wanted the Master Emerald for himself. So instead, Knuckles became friends with Sonic and Tails in order to defeat Eggman. After this, the three heroes formed Team Sonic in order to protect the Master Emerald from any evil that would try and take it. Knuckles is the most dangerous warrior in the galaxy, having trained since birth in the ways of combat. He's also incredibly strong. In fact, that's what he's most known for. Knuckles is able to lift up to 100 tons. He's able to casually and routinely pick up heavy objects and throw them around with ease. He can shred robots with just one hit each, and Knuckles was even able to easily overpower Sonic, matching Sonic's charge or even catching Sonic with just one hand, then slamming him into the ground. And Sonic's charge can normally pack quite a hit. And just like with Sonic, Knuckles only gets stronger and stronger and more powerful as he charges up with chaos energy. So his limit might actually be way higher than this. Knuckles is also plenty tough. He's able to pretty routinely shrug off attacks, even if some of these attacks are said to be just as powerful as Knuckles himself, or maybe even stronger from a charged up Sonic. He's been thrown around and smashed through things and overall always claimed to be just fine. But this also might be a bit of an exaggeration, because Knuckles is never going to actually say if he's really hurt or not. Lastly, while Knuckles is a part of Team Sonic, he's very fast. It's kind of hard to say exactly how fast he is, because while Sonic is definitely faster than him, Knuckles has shown off speed that's able to rival Sonic at maybe some of his slower moments. But in a fight, well, Knuckles can definitely hold his own. He's an acrobatic fighter. He's even fast enough to stop a charge from Sonic directed right at him. And when they're really fighting and going all out, yes, Sonic still is faster, but Knuckles is able to land his hits in there, and he can throw some punches fast enough that not even Sonic can avoid them. So who wins here? Well, let's break it down. Now the name of the game here is really strength versus speed. Because yeah, Knuckles is strong, he can lift up to 100 tons, but Hulk should still be stronger. Now, they've nerfed him as the MCU has gone on. Hulk is a lot weaker now than he was at the start. But at his best, well, he should still be significantly stronger than Knuckles. Like even at his worst, as Professor Hulk, right after snapping the Infinity Gauntlet, Hulk was still able to hold up a huge part of Avengers Mansion with just one arm. That's better than anything we've seen from Knuckles, even if Knuckles has shown off some nice feats. And then at his best, well, Hulk was able to stagger Surtur. Hulk was able to smash Thor so hard that he started seeing visions of his dead dad. Hulk one-shotted a Leviathan that was so tough that Iron Man was gonna run out of power before he even breached his armor. Don't see Knuckles coming close to any of that. But on the other hand, well, don't see Hulk coming close to any of Knuckles' speed feats. Now, Hulk does have some impressive speed feats, like catching Mjolnir or maybe possibly statuing Abomination, but that's nothing compared to Knuckles. The Echidna can straight up rival Sonic at his best, and that's definitely faster than anything that we've seen from the Hulk. Well, ever. It's gonna be like the Hulk trying to tag Quicksilver, all while Quicksilver has the punching power of someone like Spider-Man. That might be a difficult fight for even someone like Hulk. On top of that, well, Knuckles is undeniably a better and more skilled fighter. Hulk is kinda dumb and just smashes things, and that's when he's at his best. Knuckles is actually a trained and skilled warrior. He's known as the best warrior in the galaxy. And so he's not just going to be running in there and trying to go blow for blow and trading hands with the Hulk. But I think the kicker here is probably durability. Hulk is way tougher than Knuckles, and it shows. Knuckles can take some hits, but he still gets consistently knocked around and banged up as he fights. I can easily see Hulk injuring Knuckles in this fight. It's more just a question of how often Hulk can hit Knuckles. But as for the Hulk, well, he's only been knocked out 3 times in the MCU. He fell from miles up in the air and crash landed and was knocked out that way. He was rammed through like 50 floors and had a skyscraper crash down on top of him. Was only knocked out by a sucker punch that time. And then, of course, he was knocked out by Thanos. Problem is, I don't see Knuckles being powerful enough to replicate any of this. And just because of how arrogant Knuckles is and how he tends to fight, I think it's way more likely that Hulk lands a hit on Knuckles versus Knuckles going untouched and finally knocking Hulk out, especially since Hulk way outclasses Knuckles with strength and durability. It's a closer fight than you'd think. Like if you want to say that Knuckles has strength on par with Iron Man, being able to lift 100 tons, and speed like Quicksilver, you could see a way that Knuckles wins. But I'm not discounting the Hulk that much. His strength and durability should be enough to give him the victory here. Hulk wins.